Should Ichiro Suzuki get 100%?
Yes.
Okay,
If
right.
you're not voting for Ichiro, your ballot's gone. You don't vote for Ichiro, you're done.
You're done.
Turn your ballot in. Turn your ballot in, guy. I don't know who you are, but you don't vote for Ichiro, you're done. See ya. You don't deserve it. You don't deserve the honor of voting for these dudes.
I'm in love with the good life. Can't give it up. Make it to the top. Keep climbing. I wanna live it up. The good life. I'm coming up. I'm coming up. The good life. Good life. Oh, good life. Good life. Good life. Good life.
Boom, coming in hot, Chichi. What's going on, brother?
I love coming in hot with you. Case snuck in one more thing right before we started.
Well, it's got the countdown 5, 4. At 3, I'm like, hey, man. Hey, baby. Ooh.
That's great. Oh, man. I love the countdown's the best improvement we've made. Hey, we got a lot going on, dude. First of all, if you haven't yet, go check out Alex Core yesterday. What a cool dude.
Dude, what a great interview with it. Dude, one of my really good friends, dude. Love that guy. And it came across in the interview. You know, it was just fun to banter back and forth. And I didn't go down the Arenado Bregman thing because I saw he said something about he didn't even say anything. He just said Bregman, you know, it's not done yet. You never know, you never know what's gonna happen. Next thing you know, like Bregman's going to the Red Sox.
Yeah.
Alex Cora said he's like, no, he didn't. That's not what he said.
You have a tell, though. You have a tell when you're going to do something snarky, but like in good fun. You turn, you tilt a little, you tilt your head sideways.
I do.
Lean in. Yes. I knew you were like, all right, hey, that was really nice having you on. And then when I see the head tilt a little and then lean in to the camera, I'm like, oh, Case is going to say something fun right now. And you did. And you're like, did you have fun? What do you go? He goes, shut up, Case.
That's right. I go, I'm not going to ask you about Arenado and Bregman.
That's great.
And where are you going to play Devers and what are you going to do with Casas? We're not going to ask you that, but we're thinking it.
It's a valid question, but for now, I think Heyman and Sherman and those guys.
Yeah, let those guys figure it out, dude. We just bring people on to have fun. We're not going in depth. I'm not looking for a tweet.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, or an X or whatever the hell they call it now.
Yeah, exactly. Well, on that note, there is a Tweet X article out there from our boy Bobby Nightingale. Said a little.
Hey, Bobby.
Got a little storm going the other day regarding the fact that it is rumored that Scott Boras is selling Pete Alonso as a comp with the Prince Fielder contract, which I will pull up right now.
This didn't really work out either.
No, it did not.
Because Prince got hurt, but I'm saying. No.
So his deal, Prince Fielder's, they call it a mammoth deal. 9 years, $214 million. What say you, Sean?
It ain't happening. Those deals aren't happening. They're happening for guys like I think we even touched on the other day. They're happening for guys that are 26, that are free agents like Juan Soto. They're happening for guys like Bryce Harper, Manny Machado. They're not happening for Pete Alonso, who's 30 years old, and he's a different player than those guys. You know, he's looked at differently. I think when you look at Pete Alonso, you're like, okay. I think the question with Pete Alonso is it's more like Cody Bellinger and Snell. Last year they couldn't get a deal, even Montgomery. So they give Bellinger 3 years, $80 million. Okay, with an opt-out after year one. He doesn't have a great year. He keeps the deal. I'll take the $80 million. Like, I'm not getting that on the free agent market. The Yankees almost didn't want to get him because they wanted the numbers to go down. They don't feel like he's a $30 million player. So Bellinger got a good deal. 3 years for 80. Are you worth it? Are you not? Well, he shows he's probably not worth that much, but he's a good player. Okay, Snell. Snell goes out. He signs a similar deal like to that. 3 years, $90 million. I can't remember what it was.
Right.
With an opt-out after year one. Snell goes out and dominates. He goes out and shows he's one of the best pitchers in baseball still. He opts out and gets a 5-year deal with the Dodgers.
Boom.
Right? Montgomery goes out to Arizona. He doesn't have a good year. He struggles. He keeps the contract because he says, you know what? I'm not going to get this in the open market. So it's like, it's a win-win for everybody. You don't do well, you get the money. And you don't do well, you keep the money. You do well, you opt out and you get a bigger deal. And Alonso shows I'm a 45, 50 home run guy that's going to hit 250 or above, driving 100-plus runs. This is who I am. I'm going to play you 162. So if I'm Boris, I'm saying get the 3-year deal for $80 to $90 million, the Bellinger deal. Have an opt-out after year 1. And then if you dominate, bet on yourself. You already got $90 million sitting there for you, or $80 million. If you dominate, now you opt out and you get the 5-year deal that you're kind of looking for. But if you don't, you take the $80, $90 million and you go, thank you very much. So I don't think those 9-year deals, that's not happening. Albert Pujols 10 years at 31. It ain't happening again. You're not going to see these 10-year deals for these guys. You're just not. You know what I mean? So that's the bottom line.
A decade. You're paying somebody for a decade. Do you know what's happened in this past decade?
Exactly, dude.
We were all sitting in our houses for 2 years of this decade. Like, you never know what's gonna happen. You can't. 10 years is like the hardest thing to like.
Right.
You can't.
I mean, look at Soto. What is it? His is a 15-year deal, but he's 26 years old. The end of that contract's not going to be worth it. It just isn't. You know what I mean? But you got to overpay for a superstar player like that. The first 10 years are probably going to be good for that contract. I really believe 26 to 36 is going to go up. He's going to be a DH in his 30s. There's no doubt about that. So you're not getting a defensive guy. You're just getting an elite hitter, a guy that puts together incredible at-bats, a guy's that numbers are already like with Mantle and Ted Williams and all these Hank Aaron at that stage of your career. So you give him 15 years knowing you're probably not going to get value on the last end of the 5. And the average annual salary by then, bro, could be $70 million a year. Who knows?
Right.
So you're getting value for Juan Soto, and that's the whole point. You're not getting value at the back end. So for a guy like Pete Alonso to get 9 years right now, he's already in his 30s. When teams are looking at players in their 30s, Chinch, and going, these 30-year-olds don't age well. At 34, 35, they're out of here. So you're going to look at Pete Alonso and go, we're going to give you 9 more years. I just don't think that's happened. I think Boris, and also, too, you got to look at it this way, too, Chinch. The guys that were there last year, Snell, Bellinger, and Montgomery, all Boris guys. All Boris guys. The teams were not willing to go to the 7, 8, 9 years anymore. Juan Soto is a unicorn just like Ohtani was. These guys are once-in-generational players. They just happen to be coming along in the same generation. And and getting paid. So I think Pete Alonso, dude, I would love to have Pete Alonso on my team. This guy plays every single day. He's going to hit you 30-plus home runs. He's going to drive you in close to 180-plus runs. Man, this guy's a really good player. I would love to have him in my lineup, but not for 9 years, $214 million.
Yeah, and I'll go way deep into this, too. This is what your union fought for guys like Pete Alonso back in the day when they were like, let's get the universal DH, right? So that guys like Pete Alonso, when he's 36, 37 years old, has 30-something teams to DH for in those last 3 or 4 years of his career, rather than only, cutting it in half. So you don't really have to be that scared if you're the big power guy that, is going to decline a little bit, because you're going to be a DH and hit 25 for the Rays in the back end of your career, or on the National League team now. Anyway, okay.
No, you're right. You're right. It's a great point, dude. It's a great point. And that's and also too, he's going to get more years. But the teams aren't willing to risk 30+ million. He could be getting more years at 15 because he's showing that I'm a 220 hitter that's going to hit you 25 homers. All right, we're going to get $12 million as opposed to 30.
Yeah, and you may wind up here for 9 years anyway.
Right. You might play 9 more years, but not for $300 million.
Especially, by the way, you're a Met. You could be a Met for life and still get those deals on the back end of the thing.
Oh yeah, and as Steve, you produce for Stevie Cohen, dude. I guarantee if Pete Alonso went out and got back to what he was a couple years ago, 40+ homers, over 120 ribbies, I'd like to see Pete Alonso closer to 250 though, dude. He's not what did he hit last year, Chinch? 218. He's not.
He should be, his ideal year is like a 260.
250 or 260. Like, I'm not paying a guy to hit 215. I'm just not. I don't care how many homers you hit. I don't know. I'm not paying you big money. But I think if Pete Alonso goes out in year 1, gets back to 250 plus, 40 homers and 120 ribbies, he's getting a 5-year deal. That's what I think.
There you go.
Stevie Cohen's going, you earned it. And you have showed it over the years, but there has been a little decline recently. Just show us that you're on the uptick. Show us you can do what you did before.
Perfect. Great. All right. Next thing, we've kind of sprinkled in over the last couple of days because the Hall of Fame talk is starting to heat up because there's Ichiro. We did a whole thing on CC the other day, and then I'm looking today and I'm like, oh my God, I forgot. You got Billy Wagner out there, and you got Andruw Jones out there. So I thought we should dive into that a little bit today. Let's start with Billy.
Well, Billy Wagner's last year to get in. Like, let's get Billy Wagner in. Like, let's stop with the dancing around. Like, the guy's a Hall of Famer, dude. And for all the guys that have played against Billy Wagner, there's not one dude that faced that guy that'll be like, I don't know. You know, he's borderline. No, he's not borderline, dude. He was throwing 102 miles an hour. He was the elite closer with the Astros, elite closer with the Braves, elite closer with the Phillies. He never slowed down, Chinch. I know people look at his postseason number and go, oh, well, dude, it's such a small sample size in the postseason. It is what it is. You know what I mean? But, like, at the end of the day, Billy Wagner, man, was one of the greatest closers this game's ever seen. I think he had 17-point-something punch-outs per nine. Something stupid.
Hold on, I got it here. K per nine, strikeouts per nine.
Yeah.
14 1 year. Overall, for a career that spanned 16 years, it was 11.9.
11.9, dude. Just punching tickets, like, and that's for a closer that's just like, here you go, dude. You know the heater's coming.
Yep.
It was so nasty, dude. I'm telling you.
Dude, his career ERA is 231.
231 career ERA. Yeah, dude, this guy, the numbers are there. So we've talked about it a lot, but, you know, at the end of the day, come on, man. Billy Wagner's a Hall of Famer. Do the right thing. Put your freaking vote in. For all the good dudes that don't vote, clean it up. Clean it up when you're like, oh, I left them off because I got – then get done with your voting. If you can't freaking put the right guys on the ballot and you think, I got to vote, I've been here, stop that crap. At the end of the day, vote for the dudes that deserve to be on there. Don't leave guys off, you know. Like Ken Griffey, like some of these guys that aren't getting 100% of the vote, like you should, anyone that doesn't vote for like Ken Griffey Jr. or like any of these guys at 100%, you're off. We should start evaluating you and saying, no, you're gone.
Yeah, take you off the voting ballot.
Take you off. You don't have the power anymore. You're done.
That'd be great. That's
Clean it up. Clean it up.
That's a reality show. That's cool. So you said 100%. Should Ichiro Suzuki get 100%?
Yes.
Okay, right.
If you're not voting for Ichiro, your ballot's gone. You don't vote for Ichiro, you're done.
You're done.
Turn your ballot in. Turn your ballot in, guy. I don't know who you are, but you don't vote for Ichiro, you're done. See ya. You don't deserve it. You don't deserve the honor of voting for these dudes. Some of these incredible guys. I don't understand. I only voted for one guy here. Well, then you're done, dude. You're gone. You don't vote for Ichiro 100%. Whoever doesn't, you're gone. You don't fill out a ballot. You turn in a ballot with nothing on it. You're gone. Done. That's my opinion. Sorry.
Amen. Don't be sorry. Don't apologize for your opinion.
I'm not sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Like, you're out of here, dude. See you later. If you can't take the responsibility to vote for the guys that deserve it, and I'm not saying, listen, I know Billy Wagner's not on everybody's thing, and I'm not saying he's 100%, but I'm saying he's close. Let's get that right. But a guy like Ichiro, who has, you know, all the hits he had, it came here at 27. He's probably the all-time hit leader in Japan and U.S. Like, he's not 100% in. Your ballot's done.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, we have to look and go, oh, so-and-so didn't vote. Okay, no more.
There is no argument. You know, like, oh, give me your argument for why you didn't put Ichiro on a ballot. There is no argument.
Or why didn't you fill? Yeah. Or why didn't you
fill him in? I mean, yeah.
You fill him in? Yeah. There's no argument.
So currently,
and the argument is you're gone.
I love it. I love it. It's currently he's got 173 votes. I love how they do this tracker along the way because it really helps because people should look at it. Ichiro's got 173 votes so far, and he's at 100% at the moment. CC's got 90.7%. Billy right now is trending at 84.7%, which I think is low almost. Beltran is at 76.3 right now. Now, the big guy we want to talk about too, Andruw Jones, finished last year with 61.6%. He's currently just under the election threshold at 72% right now, Case. He's gained 8 votes from returning voters this cycle, but he would need votes on 208 of the remaining 270 ballots to gain entry. 7th year on the ballot, he'll have more than more tries to make it to 75%.
They don't even believe me. Go look at the stats. This guy's a 10-time Gold Glover, over 400 home runs. It's like Willie Mays and Mickey Mantle, the other two guys. It's stupid. His DRS for defensive center fielders, not even close. He's not even. He's the best center fielder stat-wise in the history of the game. Mm-hmm. In the history of the game, like. I played against this guy. I think what happened, Chidge, he hung on a little too long. The last few years, he was like a 190 hitter. And like, oh, this guy sucked. Mm-hmm. Go look at his prime years. And what they're doing now is they're taking the Sixers. Oh, look at Chase Utley. For 6 years, he was the best, one of the best players. And he was. I think Chase Utley's going to get in the Hall of Fame when you start looking at the numbers. Mm-hmm. Andruw Jones, for a 10-year to 12-year period, was hands down the best center fielder in the game when you had guys like Griffey and these other guys in their prime, too. Andruw Jones was clearly the best.
Right.
He was incredible, Chinch. He would play. This is why he was so good. He would play shallow. So, sometimes as a hitter, those great center fielders are covering those gaps. You're like, oh, man. So you could get, a blue pit in there, a jam shot off the end. Dude, Andruw Jones played to take those away from you. He was like the greatest route runner. He was like the Jerry Rice, the Randy Moss of baseball, dude. He'd play shallow. You'd hit a freaking missile into the gap. And, dude, this guy would track it down. You're like, what? How does this guy get these balls? And then you look at Smoltz and Glavine and Maddox, and you talk about winning up the middle. Like, dude, Andruw Jones saved those guys countless. For some of the best pitchers ever, but one of the reasons was nothing fell in the outfield, dude. And think about that for the corner outfielders. Hey, man, cover from where you at to the line. Mm-hmm. I got everything else, and he did. And he had everything shallow, too. It was incredible. So, like, for the people that, like I don't know if you weren't watching, if you have a vote, where you're not watching, and do you not see the 400-some home runs, and do you not see I don't know, man. The fact that he's all ninth, what is this, the ninth year? Is one more year after this, maybe?
Yeah,
something
like that.
The fact that we're here even having this conversation, it's embarrassing, I think.
I agree. We were talking before, and I made the comp. I'm like, his borderline equivalent to if Ozzie Smith hit 30 home runs a year. That's kind of what you're looking at.
There you go, dude. You look at Ozzie Smith, you go, not a great hitter, but clearly the greatest shortstop of all time. Clearly the greatest shortstop of all time. Mm-hmm. Defensively, it's like Bill Mazeroski. Maz got into the Hall of Fame. Clearly one of the best second basemen. Andruw Jones is clearly, not even in my opinion, go look at the numbers, the best center fielder of all time as with the metrics. Mm-hmm. The best. Defensively.
Yep.
Okay, he's the Ozzie Smith of center fielders.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
There you go. Would anyone say Ozzie Smith isn't a Hall of Famer? Would anyone say that? I don't know. I wouldn't.
No. So why isn't he? So exactly. 51 home runs one year when he started getting to power guy.
51, dude.
To your point, again, listen, he went, if you go from like 90, first of all, 96, he came out and you were like, who is this kid?
Yeah, I played with him on the Carolina League All-Star team in 96 before he got called up to the World Series.
Which was a whole other thing. And
everyone's like, oh, who's this guy? I'm like, I just played with him on the Carolina League All-Star game.
Yes, exactly. So I'm going to give you one last point to your point. In his age 29 season, he hit 262 with 41 and 129, being the best defensive center fielder in the game. The next year was when he started going down, but his batting average went down to 222, but he had 26 and 94.
Right.
So then after that, he really didn't play. It's not like he played the 154 games. He was banged up. He was older. He was done from running around,
dude, and like running on the walls and diving. And
I mean, he only played games played 75, 82, 107. He was just
right.
The game, and that had nothing to do with who he was. Dude, the years before that, go back and look. 434 home runs, 1,289 RBIs, and that don't even count the last 5 years. Don't even worry about it. It's not like he was compiling that much after. He had 17 homers here, 13 homers there. Those don't even count those, and he's a Hall of Famer anyway. Hall of Famer.
Dude, you're exactly right. Hang on. I want to look up something really quick.
Go for it. It's exciting. I got Sean fired up today.
I actually am fired up.
I love it.
I'm chat GPT in this.
Oh, I love it.
Argument for Andruw Jones getting to Cooperstown. So that's what I wrote in there. Okay. Andruw Jones is widely regarded as one of the greatest defensive center fielders. He won 10 consecutive Gold Gloves from 98 to 27. Okay, elite. Jones' defensive metrics are outstanding with a 254 zone runs, the number of runs above average he saved defensively, placing him among the best center fielders in Major League history. Offensive power. Jones hit 434 homers over a 17-year career. One of the top power hitters among center fielders. One of the top power hitters ever. Not among center fielders, ever. 434 homers. He had 5 All-Star selections and finished with a career OPS of 823. In 2005, he led the league with 51 homers, 128 RBIs, finished second in MVP. Over 12 seasons from 96 to 07, Chinch, he averaged 30 homers and 93 RBIs.
That's it.
He played in 2,196 games. And his postseason, he played in 75 postseason, hitting 10 home runs, driving in 34 runs, that 96. Historical comparisons. Jones' career numbers, especially his combination of power and defense, compare favorably with other Hall of Fame outfielders, Ken Griffey Jr. and Willie Mays. Those are the only 2 guys that they mentioned.
That's the Terminator. The Grok tells you that.
Yeah, that they mentioned. Few players have matched Jones' combination of Gold Glove caliber defense and high-level offensive productions. There's even more stuff, but that's just right there. You're like, oh, Ken Griffey Jr., oh, Willie Mays, oh, Mantle, and Andruw Jones. Like, there's not a ton of other dudes in those lists.
Yeah.
But 10 Gold Gloves and 400 home runs, enough. So It does fire me up because my career mirrored Andruw Jones. I hit a ball in Kinston, North Carolina in 1996, absolute bullet, over the shortstop's head. I'm like, wow, that's a missile. That's a sure double. I've hit enough balls to know that ball is in the gap. And Andruw Jones made this diving play, Chinch. I was the first time I go, I've never seen. That's so different. I've never seen a human being. And he was like 19 years old at the time. I've never seen a human being. That was 96 when he got called. That could get that ball. And then after watching, I was right. Then after watching it for my whole career and hitting balls out there and going, I'm out. I just blooped one to center. I'm out. I just hit a rocket to center. I'm out. Unless it's out. It was incredible. I just hit a bullet to left center. I'm out. I hit a bullet to right center. I'm out. No one had ever seen anything like it. So being a guy that's played against this guy every step of the way, I'm like, he's a Hall of Famer.
He's in your fraternity class, basically.
Yeah, dude, he is.
Talk to him at first base, like were you guys like boys at first?
Yeah, I mean, the guys you play against in minor leagues, you always have a bond with those guys. You know what I mean? Like when you come up
in like minor league crappy all-star games with him and stuff.
Yeah, you're grinding. You're like,
oh, they called up that guy. That guy's my age. Like, yeah, that must.
Dude, I remember David DeLucci.
Sure. Yeah.
David DeLucci was with the Orioles, came up with the Orioles, and he was in Bowie, and I was in Akron at the time. And I remember I was like, oh, dude, DeLucci got called up. I remember watching like game of the Sunday Night Baseball or something. They're like, there's DeLucci, dude, he's getting the bats. Well, they sent him down after like a week, and he came down, and we just happened to be playing Bowie. And I remember he got the first base. I was so excited to talk to him. I'm like, dude, saw you up in the show, like, oh my God, I can't believe you got caught up. Because, when you're in Double-A, dude, you just don't know.
Yeah.
You want to get caught up, but you don't know. You look up at Cleveland, I've got Jim Tomey. I'm like, am I ever going to get called up? I just want to get up there for a day. Seriously, at that point, I'm like, get me a baseball card and get me up there for a day. Those are the 2 things you want. Like, I just want to make the big leagues. I remember asking David DeLucci, what's it like up there, dude? What's it like? It's like going to Mars. We know what it's like down here in the mountain. What's it like in the show? And he was like, Case, he goes, it's incredible. He's like, I go, what's the difference? What's the difference with the pitching? He goes, man, it's amazing. He goes, nothing straight up there, dude. Nobody throws straight balls there. Everything's cutting, sinking, moving. The curveballs have bigger depth. The sliders are dominant. He goes, that's the biggest thing. He's like, you got to get used to that. I remember thinking after that conversation, oh, man, I can't wait to get to the big leagues and see it. I just can't wait to get up there and see it. And I remember when I first got up there, faced Armando Benitez in Baltimore. And I'd never seen, guy was 98, 99 with a split like I've never seen. And I'm like, that's what David DeLucci was talking about. David DeLucci was talking about these absolute animals. My first start ever, dude, was against David Cohn. You want to talk about a ball not being straight. Dude, I was like, holy God, David DeLucci was right. Dude, and it was incredible. And he was just missing my barrel. The ball would just move late. It was so nasty late. And it's just so great looking back. Those are your guys you look back on. Andruw Jones. And watching Andruw Jones in the World Series in 96, I'm like, I just was on this guy's team 2 months ago in the Carolina League All-Star game. Wow. I played against him. Just so cool. You have a reverence for those guys that you came up with in the minors, and those conversations at first, like, what was it like, David? tell me was like, and then when you get up there, like, oh my God, I remember, I'll never forget that conversation because he was right. He was right.
That's so good, man. That's a great story. Great story. All right. We're not going to get into this today because we'd rather react to it than predict because there's nothing to predict, but there's arbitration. So just give me like a minute on what arbitration is because Sean went through it. And
I went through it, dude. Hey, listen, I think every player should go through arbitration, Chinch, because it shows you the business of the game. You know, as fans, we're like, oh, that's so much money. It's like, no, well, then we should just be, you know, not going to arbitration. But you go to arbitration because sometimes, you know, I went to arbitration one year. You know, it was incredible. I wanted $3 million. The team offered 2.6, and usually you'd come to 2.8. But the Reds were at 2.7. I was like, all right, we're going to arbitration. I end up winning arbitration, getting 3 because you get the number. You don't get the, you know, you could meet halfway and be done.
Yeah,
there's no middle ground. You either get what they offer or you get what you want. I end up getting what I wanted, but it leaves a sour taste in your mouth. You don't leave arbitration feeling good about yourself because it's a courtroom. You got 3 arbitrators up front. You got the union lawyers over here with all their papers, and you got the commissioner's lawyers over there, and then the players' union lawyers, and it's just a battle, man. And it's a battle for a few hours, and they're crushing you. You feel like you're not good enough to be on the 10-year-old Upper St. Clair All-Star team. You feel like you know you don't deserve a hot dog and a Coke after the game if you punched out a couple times. That's what you feel like. I'm like, I just hit 315 with 20 homers, 85. I just was an All-Star. I just hit 332 the year before. Like I was deserving of whatever it was. I wasn't deserving of the bashing you get in arbitration. So it's a tough process, dude. You got to be radically unoffendable. You really do. When you get in there, you just have to be able to take it. But I must admit, when you walk out of there, you do have some feelings like, F you.
Yeah. That's interesting. I know. There's a story you have that we can tell another day.
Yeah.
I'm sure some people heard.
So
the one thing we will talk about tomorrow, though, is what Vlad Jr. gets today. And it's going to be a lot. Probably a record.
Oh, yeah. Arbitration-wise?
Yeah. He's on there today. All right. All right. Great. All right. Listen, hey, one quick note. We are now 95. What number did I say you?
We're 98 away.
98 subscribers away on our YouTube page from 4,000, which means a lot to us because we tried to give away a jersey in the background over there for the 4,000th guy, and that was like 6 months ago. And people are starting to listen to us for better or for worse. I hope it's because you like.
What can we give away, bro?
What that 99 your jersey? But that's the one we wanted to give away.
No, that's Aaron Judge. I'm not giving that one away. I'm 72. I'm 72, bro. You're a Yankee fan.
We're gonna give away
99.
We're gonna give. Oh, that's right. I forgot. We're gonna give away that signed Aaron Judge jersey behind Sean.
No, we're not. That's the one thing we're not giving away. But we will. You know what?
Oh, Sean's going into his bag. What is this?
I'm gonna sign this ball right here. Look at this, right here, and I'm gonna put 4,000th subscriber on there.
Whoa. Okay, I can figure this out. I can figure out who's 4,000 guys. So get out there today.
Can you?
I think so. Yes, I can.
I bet you some people are going to unsubscribe and then subscribe again.
Well, I'll be.
Can you do that?
Can you? You can. Yeah, you can do that. Yeah, of course you can unsubscribe. If somebody annoys you on the internet, you can unsubscribe to anybody. It's these days. It's the way the world works. Terrible. Okay, so our 4,000 subscribers getting this. He's signing it nice too.
Yeah, here I did. Sean Casey. Put all the good.
Push it in a little. Push it towards the camera. Oh,
all the goodies.
I see it.
Mayor, Reds Hall of Fame, 3-time All-Star.
Folks.
Okay.
Can you get us there today?
This is going to go to the 4,000th subscriber.
All right.
I'd like to say 4,500, but you're right. We got to get something out there.
No, let's do it. Let's get to 4,000 today.
Let's get to 4,000 today. This ball right here will be coming to you in the mail. We'll make sure of it.
There you go. And by the way, Sean has Sarah, who is the best mailer of things.
She will get this out to you. I might not get it out to you.
Yes.
But she will.
Sarah is a Hall of Fame mailer outer FedEx person. So you will get this. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Oh, shoot. That reminds me. I owe some guy a T-shirt that we said we were going to give him.
Are you serious?
No, it's not. It was,
right.
Yeah. No, but no. Not a, it wasn't a giveaway. It was somebody. asked for it this week. I'm like, I think I got
All
a
right,
nice.
Chinch will get it to you soon, guys. Obviously, he's as good as I am. Maybe talk to Jess.
I got to get shit on. All right, everybody.
All
Okay,
right, bro. Love you, buddy. And everyone out there, appreciate you listening. This was a lot of fun today, and we'll catch everybody tomorrow. But if you want a nice Sean Casey signed ball, which who wouldn't want that in their collection for the 4,000 subscribers, let's get it done. My wife Sarah will 100% get it out to you.
I'll have for someone to. I got to. All right,
All right, bro. I'll see you tomorrow.